Good morning, chefs. For all of you Cavaliers, welcome back to the Middletown Kitchen. Everyone at Appoquinimink High School, my name is Chef Egner, and it is very nice to meet you. Since we're talking about floor plans and layouts and designs this week, I just want to bring you back into the kitchen and just show you around. I know that you're all familiar with what our classroom kitchens look like, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about the layout and why things are laid out the way they are, and just that everything is deliberate. Equipment and different things that we use in the kitchen aren't just thrown in. All right, I'm going to turn my camera around here a little bit. I'm just going to show you around. All right, so first, please excuse the kitchen. Everything's been getting cleaned out, so it's kind of just everything's put together here. We're missing a lot of our equipment and small tools, but just bear with me here. So in the middle, I know it looks jumbled at this point, but we have all of our prep tables that could be moved around. So basically, if we moved all these prep tables out, we would have an open kitchen, okay? Servers, chefs, everyone will be able to move around the kitchen. There's a large area. The biggest asset of the kitchen is space, all right? A lot of times when people are building out kitchens, they don't account for as much space as they're going to need, and we run out really fast. So we want to build our kitchen out to make sure that we have as much space as possible. All right, I'm going to bring you over here. We're going to start on the wall. Any of the large pieces of equipment we want to put on the wall so we can make sure that we keep as much space as possible in the middle of the kitchen. I'm going to show you up here, we have our hood system. We all know that this is for ventilation. Any piece of equipment that's going to need gas or have the possibility to catch fire, we're going to put under our hood system. As we all know, it works as a ventilation. And then also these poles here, if we did have a fire start, it's a fire suppressant that will come out and put that out. All right, so all of our large equipment we're going to put against the wall, all right? And we have to know how much we're going to have or how many pieces of equipment we have to know of how much hood space we're going to need, okay? This is all this hood space up here. We can put in as much of that as we want or as little as we want. So depending on how many pieces of equipment you're going to need is going to depend on how long of a hood system you're going to need. All right, so we have our oven here, which is hooked up to the gas. We have our flat top griddle. We have our grill. We have 3 different stoves here. In your commercial kitchen or in your industry kitchen, when you get a job, you're probably not going to have this much stove space. I will say that in our kitchens in school, there's an excellent chance that you will not cook in a kitchen this large again. All right. So we have all of our equipment that's going to need to be hooked up to gas under the hood system. We want to put that on the side of we want to put that on the wall of the kitchen. All right. Separate from that, we're going to have our dish room over here. So that needs to kind of be away from all the food, everything that we're cooking. All right. So in Middletown, we have our own room for that. Here along the wall, we have all of our refrigerators. Okay. We're going to keep them also out of the middle of the room. All right. We want to keep those on the wall. When you get a job in the industry and maybe you're working in a kitchen that has a large walk-in refrigerator or a large walk-in freezer. All right. Maybe there will just be a door here. And the walk-in will go into the kind of the back room area, which will still take up space, but it'll leave you more room in the actual kitchen. All right, next we're going to go into dry storage. So dry storage, preferably if you have space, you want to keep this away from everything else in its own closet. Again, there's an excellent chance that you might not have this kind of space in your kitchen. All right, so maybe you'll just have a few shelves along the side of the wall somewhere. All right, so you're just going to need to figure out how much space you're going to need. Always account for more space because space is the first thing that you run out of in the kitchen. All right, so we have our dry storage here. All right, everything's kind of out of the way. When we come back, we have our chemical room. Our chemical room and our mop closet is back here, and everything needs to stay away from the food. All right, so any kind of soap or any chemicals or anything having to do with cleaning, it needs to stay in a separate room away from the food. Okay, they can't be touching each other. They can't come into contact with each other. This is just some other storage that we can put stuff in the back. So again, we have a lot of space in this kitchen. Space is something that we want to make sure that we have as much as we can. All right, we have our triple sink here. Again, it's away from the prep area. If we're cleaning our pots and our pans, we might want our triple sink to be closer to the stove just so we can drop our dirty dishes in. But that's about it. If we were cooking on the line here, maybe we'd be cooking on the stove. We might want a prep station right here, or our maybe a cold station like this. Maybe we would have this turned around, so all we have to do is just turn from the stove to the prep station, from the prep station to the stove, so we're not running all around. We want to use as little steps as possible when we're laying out our restaurant. All right, that's everything in a nutshell. Myself, I will be going over all of the kitchen equipment and the layout with all of you at Middletown, and Chef Swain will be going over everything with you at Appoquinimink. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by.